Hi, this is Tammy, and where I left off, we were highlighting all the letters of the word calendar so we could group them together. So I've got them all highlighted here. They're all aligned on my grid. And so I'm going to come up here and hit arrange. I'm sorry, group. Yeah. Okay, now let's put our view back to 125% so we can see what we did. And we're going to now reduce this word calendar so that we can fit it up here under the 2014. And at this point, you probably have to nudge it a little bit. I actually tried to put the L and the D a little overlapping the in the number 2014 like that, so that it would look a little embedded. And that way I could put my framelit over the whole thing. So what I would suggest is getting this whole thing done and then grouping everything together. You can just highlight it all like that and say arrange group. And then print it out on just regular paper and make sure it's going to fit in your framelit. And that way, if it's a little too big or a little too small, you can just increase it or decrease it like that. Once you've got it set, then you're good and you can take away all your little grid marks and copy it, paste it. You can put as many copies as you want. For however many of these calendars you're going to decorate. The other thing that I did was I actually changed the colors on another one. I went ahead and I copied it, Control C, Control V, and then I ungrouped it and I went in and changed the colors of the calendar and refilled the papers of the 2014 in the color scheme of Coastal Cabana and Smoky Slate. So depending on what, like I actually used real designer series paper to make my envelopes or to cover the cellophane bag, and so I wanted to match what I did on my digital studio to the paper I used. Now for the little flowers, the Baroque flowers that I used, I also used Baroque motifs. It's this flower right here. Drag that over and I changed the color to, looking at my notes here, to crushed curry. And then I actually used the coloring tool to go ahead and increase it, and I selected Smoky Slate and I went around and colored all these little dots so that it would look pretty. And you can see I'm going a little slow right now because or a little fast, not being that thorough. Anyway, so I went through and I did that. And just when you're done, hit OK, and you can copy and paste that along the side. Now I used a 1-inch punch, so when I was done, what I did was just put grid lines on the ruler up here, moved it over, and reduced it down to where it would fit a 1-inch punch. And you want to go a little smaller, I have found, because even though this is a whole inch, when you put your circle punch around this, you want to have a little bit of white space. So once you get it all colored, go ahead and make as many copies as you want over here. If you, like I was actually going to do 6 of these for Christmas. So once you're done with your whole page, you can actually go up here to insert and say insert duplicate page, and then what that'll do is you don't have to create it again. You've actually got 2 duplicate pages down here, so when you send it to print, you can now have, instead of 2 or 4 of these labels that you're going to make, you could have 8. So that's pretty much it. You know, then I just used my deco label to to put this over. Excuse me, 1 second. Okay, so anyway, back to what I was doing. I got my label framelit, and once I had this printed out, I just put it over this and centered it and printed it out or cut it out. Now again, when you're all ready to print this, you want to come up to project, and if you want to order it from Stampin' Up, you're going to say order individual pages, and it will take you through routines. First, it's going to ask you to save your project, select your country. You're going to have to sign in. Here, I'll just do that right now. Oops. And it takes a little bit of time, but it's going to go through. It's going to render all your pages. It's going to check them. You can see right here that it says that you have to have, for individual pages, you have to have 5 pages, or you will not be able to get beyond this screen. So that's why I tagged these little label pages onto your whole project, because now you definitely have more than 5. So what you'd want to do is select all of them, and then this next process is quite long. It's going to go through, it's going to render them all. You can at the end select other projects you wanted printed. They could be different sizes. If they're cards, they're going to go through just fine. But if they're individual pages, like 8.5 by 11 or 12 by 12, you have to have at least 5 of them in a project. So I'm going to hit cancel right there, because one other thing I wanted to show you, let's say you only had 4 pages and you wanted to combine 2 of them so you could get them printed. Here's how you do that. You can say insert, import from my projects. You can go into your folder and pick any other project that will fit the same orientation as you have here, and like let's say I'm going to pick my other file that's got the desktop calendars. You open it, you just pick, here I want to import this page, page 1, and you say import. Oh, just hang on. Maybe I can't do this because the 2 projects are the same. Anyway, at that point I would say import, and I would see it show up right at the end. So I do that a lot for my scrapbook pages, because I'll create them individually and then I'll compile a bunch of them together so I can send them off to get printed, and that way you can have more than 5 individual pages. Okay, so hopefully that's clear, and you know, I hope you enjoyed this whole process, and have it printed by Stampin' Up. They do a beautiful job. I had like 6 of them done and they were gorgeous. Okay, thanks a lot, and hope you have fun printing these out and looking at your calendars all next year. Bye.